Okay, so we saw in the last video that when you tried to go down, it said there is no door. And you did set up a door for the attic to the dining room here. The issue actually has to do with something from earlier on in the chapter. This using encapsulation to reduce coupling. So you have to really pay attention to some of these changes that they suggest early on, because they're designed to make things more flexible. And if you proceed as if they've already been done, you don't have the flexibility that they set up for you. So so this was earlier on where they said, you know, make getExit look like this with just taking in a direction. And then what it says here, after we made that change, you know, we changed this so we're not using the east exit you know, public field anymore, so we encapsulate that field. And then we do next room equals current room getExit east, right? So in our game class, we where before we had this code to check to see what the, you know, if the direction equals north, then getExit north or whatever, what we could actually do, because getExit just takes the name of a direction and gives you the room, we could just replace all that if business with this one line right here. Next room equals current room dot getExit direction. Okay, where direction holds the string of the direction that we want. So how does this impact your work here? Well, let's see. Well, if you look at the goRoom here, okay, so this is your goRoom. What you're doing is you're comparing the direction that was passed with north, east, south, and west. There's no up or down in here. Okay, so what they're suggesting to you is, rather than, and this is a perfect example of why you want to build flexibility into your code, because what they're suggesting is, if you, instead of all of this business, if you just say right here, getExit direction, then what happens? Then if you add a new direction, you don't have to make a change here anymore. You're all set. You can have up, down, sideways, whatever, and if the current room has that exit, it'll find it. Okay, so let's compile that. All right, and let's test it out and make sure here. So I'm gonna Control K again, and new game, and play. Alright, so let's see if we can go down now. Hey, now we're down in the dining room. Okay, so I'm not going to do more extensive testing than that right now, but I highly recommend that you thoroughly test each bit before you move on, just to make sure that you're on solid ground before you move forward, because it's really easy for these small issues to become major problems later on. Okay, so definitely send me your work in progress at least once a week. You can send it as often as you want. I usually answer emails within 24 hours during the week, so you know, I'm happy to look over work at any stage of the game. And like I said, you want to make sure before you go on to the next step that you're on solid ground with where you're at. Okay, so yeah, so any point, if you have any questions, want me to look over any stuff, just go ahead and let me know.